Hi Pisces, welcome to your daily reading. I hope you're doing well. We're going to have a look and see what's going on for you at this time, what you need to be aware of. As always, take what resonates, disregard the rest, never force anything to fit. And if the roles seem to be reversed in your story, flip the roles, okay? Take the messages as they resonate to you. And if they don't, that's all right. Feel free to check out any other video on the channel. So this is for any significant Pisces placements you may have in your chart, or if you have a lot of activity in Pisces in your chart, this could resonate. But also, if it's just a house in your chart, but you got guided to the video, it probably holds a message for you. Welcome to anyone who's new. Hi. Say hi so we can say hi back. And welcome back to all of you who are returning. I hope you're well. I appreciate you. Thank you all for your likes, your shares, your comments, and for subscribing. Here's that Ace of Cups again, Pisces. We keep seeing this. Oh, with the Ace of Wands. Oh. All right. Oh, Swords. Okay, my bad. Oh. Some sort of honest conversation about feelings, a love offer, but it could also be contracts, a job you love, a house you love coming through. Could also be results that show someone's pregnant for some of you, or giving birth, or some sort of fertility treatment. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on for Pisces placements at the time they view this video. Okay, and here's the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck again. Truth, honesty, clarity, a sense of victory, something official. Okay, current situation, the Knight of Wands, here it is. It could be to do with job change, it could be to do with relocation, or someone's status changing, however that makes sense. In the challenge position, we have the Ten of Cups. And we'll see where that's a challenge. Maybe someone had to get out of something else, or something else had to be completed before they could have this new beginning to offer you. Or you have to walk away from something else that's been familiar to you for quite some time in order to pursue this, because it would take you away from what's familiar. In the foundation, Queen of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Could be dealing with another water sign. We keep saying that. But she's offering the Ace of Cups again. I also get a sense of you've been waiting for this. Six of Wands in the recent past. Some sort of victory, triumph, beating out the competition, standing out from the crowd, or someone mustering up the courage to say something. I also get something that it needed time to develop, or it needed time to pick up speed. Because you go from the Six of Wands, where someone makes up their mind, or someone is chosen, a decision is made and recognized, and there's a preparation going on here for what's next, okay, for the next level. This is like a champion being chosen, and then she has to go out in the battle, right? Or a representative is chosen, and then that representative has to be prepared in order to go represent the company, wherever they have to go, okay? So something along those lines. So it took a while for it to pick up speed, for it to develop, to grow. On the mind, we have the Two of Pentacles. And this could be juggling, this could be as in doing multiple things at the same time, right? Multitasking. This could be budgeting. This could be, again, there's that aspect of preparation. Is this the right time? Should I go now? Should I do this now? And for others of you, when this comes in, you're going to have a choice to make, and you're going to be weighing the pros and the cons. I feel like this is something that at one point in time you were very much invested in emotionally, as well as other types of investment. But the longer it took You might have gone into something else, accepted another job. Give me one sec. Sorry, Pisces. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, this took so long that you accepted another job, you started a different relationship, you started dating other people, you started focusing on yourself or family more. And so now you're in something, or you said, you know what, I'm just going to focus on myself for a while. Whatever it is, you're comfortable, whether or not it involves other people, you're comfortable, which is why it's now a challenge. When this comes in, do you still want it? Is it worth you leaving your comfort area that you built for yourself here? Because you're content, you know? And what's more important, you're no longer very emotional about it. You're no longer emotionally invested that much. So now you can have a very just realistic, practical view. Do I really want this? Is it really worth my time? Because I feel like you've kind of slightly fell out of love with something or someone that you once viewed as, oh my God, this person's amazing, but they never made a move, or they took their time, or they were in something else and they took their sweet time getting out of it, or you never knew if they were even going to do it or not, and you just had to release them and walk away. Or this would be the perfect job for me, but this company's taking forever, and you kind of just slowly lost love for the thing because it's like, well, I gotta be practical, look for something else. This is the perfect home, but you know, the process, it's involved in some other things, right? The process is taking forever, and you're like, you know what, I can be happy wherever. It's almost like you took the rose-colored glasses off, you took emotion out of it a little bit because of how long it took to develop. Okay. So what's going on today? Well, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Here it is. Big change, arrival, the wheel finally turning. Four of Swords and Nine of Swords. After a pause, waiting, agonizing over this. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? But also, again, it puts you in your head. And you have the Nine of Swords the other day. Do I still want this? You might say, I need some time to think. Because I just feel like you have settled into a new routine, okay, with the Four of Swords and the Ten of Cups for yourself. And you're like, this is good, this is peaceful, right? And then here it finally comes and you go back into stressing and worrying. Because before you were stressed and anxious over, is it happening? Is it not happening? Like, what's going on? Because you really wanted it to happen. Now, when it comes around, when that cycle is completed and it finally arrives, you go back into not the same level of stress, but still like, okay, what do I do? Do I turn it down? Do I walk away? This is something I really wanted at some point in time. Am I upset about it? And I'm trying to teach this person a lesson if I reject them. Is that what's going on? Or do I really just not want this? Like, I feel like you're really, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, trying to be fair, balanced, honest with yourself so that you can be honest with this other person as well. Because I do see you asking yourself, am I just ticked off and I feel like I want to reject this? Or do I really just don't feel anything towards it anymore? You're really trying to figure out, because whatever this is, it would be a big change in your life. So you're trying to make sure that you're not turning down a big opportunity. All right, Pisces, let's see. You got some decisions to make. The Knight of Wands in the current situation. The World, I'm telling you, something took a long time to get to you. Either literally, because there was travel involved, there was actual distance to be covered, or because a process had to be followed, no steps could be skipped, no corners could be cut, no nothing. Your hands were tied, or because someone else had to wrap up a cycle, someone else had to get out of something, someone else had to move, someone else had to get out of a job for that job to become available, so they had to exit that person. Or they were in the process of restructuring, so the job was there. Because I feel like there was a sense of victory in the recent past, or going further back to telling me that someone chose you, or you got confirmation that you were the winner of something, or you were going to get something, or they liked you back, or something, right? And then you had that sense of celebration of, okay, great, I'm the best candidate, or they chose me, awesome. And then there was a lot of hurry up and wait. because a different cycle had to be completed. You know, company was restructuring. So even though they told you, yeah, we'd love you in this job, but we're in the process of restructuring right now, so it might be a little bit, maybe they got a new system and they have to set up everyone on that new system, and there's glitches and it never works well the first try in order to then add you, right? So they first had to, you know what I mean? Ten of Cups in the challenge position, we have the High Priestess. I feel like, Pisces, you're happy on your own now, or you're happy not having this situation. You learned to do that for yourself. And I feel like for some of you, that was part of the lesson when it comes to this situation. Because it definitely feels like there's a lesson here where I feel like it was meant to teach you patience, which sucks. I know. I get it. I'm a Pisces too. I know exactly what this is. It was meant to teach you how divine timing works, and part of it is patience, and part of it is acceptance that it will happen when it's meant to, and really believing that, right? It was meant to teach you really how to release attachment, and again, to have faith. If it happens, it happens. If it's meant to, it will. And I also feel like it was meant to teach you to just focus back on yourself when there's things out of your control, to just focus on what you can control, nurture yourself, love yourself, spend time with yourself, on your priorities, with your loved ones, doing things that make you happy. And I feel like you did that. And you're quite comfortable, whether on your own or whatever new situation that you've created for yourself, or new routine that you've created for yourself, whether or not it involves other people. I feel like you're quite content, which is why this is a dangerous thing, right? Solitude can be addictive, because once you find that peace and that happiness in solitude, it's difficult to deal with other people and BS and drama and just life with others, you know? Yes, Harvey. Harvey knows. Harvey, mommy, we talked about this. Okay. Anyway. Queen of Cups. Harvey, Queen of Swords. Yeah, you kind of turned cold to something. Not bitter, just cold. This is what you're trying to figure out. Do I still have emotion here, or am I angry? Because if I'm angry, then I still have emotion for it. Harvey, please, don't talk back to me. I know I sound like I'm crazy, but I swear to God, he talks back to me. There you go. Chill. Good boy. You're trying to figure out if you're angry about it, disappointed, sad, emotion, if you still have emotion. Because if you do feel still, angry, disappointed, like this was a loss, sad about it, then that means there's still emotion there, and under the sadness, there's still love for the thing, right? Or the person or the situation. Or if it's a case of you really don't feel anything, like if you had it or didn't have it, you'd be the same either way. If someone told you could have this, how do you feel? If they told you couldn't have this, how do you feel? Does it bother you? Does it affect you? Or that's your advice on how to make this decision, how to look at it. Six of Wands in the recent past, King of Swords. For some of you, I definitely see that, someone had to get out of a different relationship, King and Queen of Swords. Get a divorce, break up, walk away in order to come your way, or this could be you. And I feel like they took a long time to do so, and that made it look like, or it made you feel like they're playing games. Because why would you say, yes, this is what I'm going to do, Pisces, I want to be with you, and then it didn't look like they were doing it. So that looked like, well, all talk, no action. So this person's taking me for a fool and wasting my time. And that's why you could have turned your back and walked away. For others of you, again, I get this feeling of law had to be followed, a process had to be followed, something had to be done by the book, and that took a long time. Or a previous legal situation had to be finalized for someone to come out of a contract. Okay? Two of Pentacles on the mind, the Empress. Yeah. You're now making a very sound, realistic, practical determination Is this worth my time? Because your time in solitude, or your time focusing on you and what you love to do and someone else, other people in your life, whatever it is that you've been doing, creating this new routine for yourself, has taught you self-love, self-confidence. It reminded you that you're awesome. And now you're in a place of, is this worth my time? I once wanted this, yeah, sure, but I'm a different person now. Even if before was yesterday, I'm a different person today. More aware of who I am, what I have to offer, my standards and expectations I should have, right? Healthy expectations for fair treatment, for give and take, for balance. And you're making a decision from that standpoint. Is this worth my time? Is what you're offering what I deserve to receive, right? Does your pentacle match my pentacle? Because I know what I have to offer. Is what you're offering a match for what I'm offering? Is there an imbalance? Can I live with it? Where are the lines? What, you know what I mean? Because I also see, like, for some of you, you're kind of miffed, okay? I think that's just a British term, but you're kind of ticked off that someone treated an empress as an option, whether you're male or female, or it appeared. I'm not saying that they did necessarily intentionally. It appeared that they were because of how long it has passed from some sort of initial victory to them actually finalizing it, right? And it appeared like, oh, they're not sure whether or not you're great or the thing they're in is great, like which one's better. And I feel like that upset you, because it's like you don't know if an empress is better than a queen. Is that what you're telling me? Or they told you they view you as the empress, like you're the best thing ever, and then they treated you like less than. So you're like, well, clearly you don't get what an empress is then, if you don't know how to treat me. If you don't know that you need to take action, or you need to keep your word, or you need to match my effort. If you don't know that, I'm not going to teach you that. I'm not going to hold your hand and be your mama. I'm not doing it. So for some of you, I'm definitely getting an annoyed, not necessarily sad, or because you're kind of mostly over it, but I get you're still annoyed of how this person this person treated you, or how they chose to act or not, or how the whole thing played out. You're a bit annoyed because it's like, well, if that's how you chose to act, then clearly you don't see what I have to offer you. Because if you did, there'd be no question as to what you should be doing right now. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's see. Wheel of Fortune, Four of Swords, Nine of Swords. What are you going to do, Pisces? We have the Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and the Devil. Oh, this is tempting. There are still feelings there, Pisces. If there aren't, by all means, you carry on. For those of you where there's still feelings, because there's still attraction, there's still temptation. Just making sure everyone's clothes are on. Receiving this offer is something you really, really want, or wanted really strongly at some point in time. And I feel like you still do. There's still emotion there. But this is what I'm saying with the Devil. Is it ego that's giving you pause? Or are you really over it? Is it your ego that's hurt because they took as long as they did, or they didn't act the way you think they should have when you think they should have? Does that really mean they don't know your worth? You know, like, I see something where there was no way to speed this up. I know it may, for you, you're sitting there saying to me, and I'm in that boat with you. What do you mean? Why is it that complicated? That's not that hard. You just get up, you have a conversation, and you walk away. How is that difficult? But there's a feeling of this couldn't have been sped up. It had to happen the way it did, and it had to take as long as it did. And again, that's just process, or the law, or someone else's karma. Okay? You do have an offer that has been a long time coming. It is genuine. It has future, has potential. It's wish fulfillment for you. You just have to figure out if you're going to, and listen, if your pride is hurt and you can't get over it, then your pride is hurt and you can't get over it. And you turn this person down. But I really feel like you're trying to make sure that doesn't, you're trying to be sure of what your motive is if you were to turn this down. Is it because I'm just annoyed and I'm trying to teach this person a lesson? Am I punishing myself by trying to punish this person? That's what you're asking yourself. Is it worth it? Because if you got triggered somehow, that also shows you where there is a lesson for you as well. Something to work on. What else for Pisces? What is Pisces going to do? We have the Eight of Cups, the Tower, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, here's the Ace of Wands that I saw. Well, I said in the beginning. I feel like you're going to change your mind and you're going to allow this to grow. Okay? For those of you where this is your reading, okay? Because, again, you almost turned your back on 95, 98% turned your back on this. With the Tower, you're going to change your mind. You're going to break down what you told yourself, because you're going to be looking at each of those bricks in that tower. Is this healthy pride, or is this my ego? Is this really gonna, is this protecting me from something, or am I being stubborn? Am I trying to prove a point, or is this really how I feel? Do I really feel nothing for this, or do I feel angry and upset and I want to hit back or give them a taste of their own medicine? Where does that come from? Is that what I really want to do? Am I punishing myself by trying to punish this person? And I feel like in the end, you're going to change your mind and you're going to allow this to grow with the Ace of Wands. Because we saw the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Knight of Pentacles is holding the Ace of Pentacles. Where this is, it has the potential to be something big, beautiful in your life, a whole new cycle. I just feel like you don't feel right about how it starts or how long it took to start. It's not necessarily how, it's like how long it took to start. But Pisces, and again, I'm right there with you. I've had all these conversations with myself. I've asked myself these questions, okay? And I think the best that just sit with yourself, be honest with yourself when you're making this decision, because this could be like a really big thing in your life. Under the Ace of Swords, we have the Eight of Wands, communication coming in, the Knight of Cups, the offer that you've been hoping for, waiting for, yeah, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and you haven't seen progress and you had to take your mind off it and your heart out of it. Three of Swords because it hurt and it made you feel less than, and it made you feel overlooked, or it made you feel not as important as you think you should have been treated. Justice, big decision you have to make. Five of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, if you're walking away from this or working on this. Two of Wands, the Moon, the Magician, and you're really just trying to make sure that you're making a fair decision. And in order to do that, you have to just take emotion out of it. Because if you take emotion out of it, meaning that part of you that's still angry, disappointed, a little annoyed, a little bitter, where you feel like you just want to be sarcastic with this person, if you take that out, if you just take a step back, you release attachment to this. You take a step back and you entertain the possibility of what if it was meant for this to take this long, because this is Wheel of Fortune. This was never in your control, Pisces. But I also feel like the situation itself couldn't be necessarily controlled by a person. It had to go the way it did with the Wheel of Fortune. It was divinely orchestrated for things to happen the way they did when they did. Are we happy about that? No, we are not. Whenever I hear divine timing, I roll my eyes so hard you could hear it, because I know that means waiting. But then I also know, I'm like, okay, well, why does that trigger me? Okay. And I get reminded, divine timing does not mean waiting. That's where we mess up as humans, myself included. Divine timing means allowing and having faith. You keep yourself busy in the meantime. You don't sit there and wait, because that means you get angry, you get bitter, you get annoyed, everything I just said. Okay? I hit my mic, sorry. So if that does anything for you, Pisces, for whatever that is worth, because you could just teach this person a lesson. You could be sarcastic, you could be snappy, you could give them a taste of your own medicine and keep them waiting. You could do all that, but why are you doing that? And just understand that there will be consequences, okay? If that's what you choose to do, the consequences could be you miss out on something really great that could happen in your life. If you're okay with that, happy days. You know what I mean? Happy days. And I've been there. I'm like, listen, I am going to take a hit on this, but it is worth it. That's what you feel you want to do. You do that, Pisces. But again, just make your decision from a place of knowing there will be consequences. Okay? Dance with the devil. There's a price to pay, type of thing, right? And for others of you, if you can just have that clarity with the Ace of Swords and that compassion, and just remind yourself that you're a Pisces and you can see bigger pictures here. You can see your path, someone else's path, the path of a situation. And you can, because if you think of it from that point of view, you will see the pattern. You will see, okay, so that happened then, but then I did that. And then because I did that, that happened. So you will see the divine orchestration. You will see the divine's hand in this situation of the twists and turns that happened and why this had to take as long as it did. And you can choose to care about that or not, of course. But Pisces, I really feel like this is a divinely guided situation meant for you, meant to come into your life, to elevate your life somehow. In the process, it triggered some things in you, because during that time of divine timing at work, you were supposed to work on yourself to see why you got triggered. A lot of it will have to do with pride and control. And listen, we're human. That's normal. That's natural. But it's when it gets out of hand, that's where we need to look at it, address it, and put it in its place. Ego has a place. Ego is not evil. It's just when it goes overboard, we need to address it, you know? Which you have done. You've gone within. You've pulled your focus back. You've released it. You know what I mean? If you look at it from that perspective, it's almost like, all right, so I did everything I was supposed to do. They probably did what they were supposed to do. And this is when it's coming together. If you can look at it that way, take ego out of it. That unhealthy ego. Pride is healthy. Confidence is healthy. It just when it becomes too much and cocky and demanding, that's when we need to adjust it. Because I'm not seeing games, Pisces. I'm not saying be a doormat, have no pride. That's not what this says. I'm not seeing games being played. I'm just seeing a situation that needed a long time to come together. Because there's karma, there's contracts, and it had to be done right, okay? It's the Saturn influence. So let's see, Oracle energy and advice for Pisces when it comes to this situation. And just because, and I have to tell myself this, just because someone doesn't do things the way I think they should be done, that doesn't mean the way they're doing it is wrong. And we may have a problem with that, but consider it. I don't know. I've had to work with that myself, right? Just because something comes easily to you doesn't mean everyone else can do the same thing you do, the exact way you do. We're all unique. We're all different people, okay? If I can say that. And everyone's doing the best they can, especially in this situation. So we have number 3, beware. Be careful who you trust at this time. Be careful who you trust. Is it your ego, your hurt pride? Or is it really your intuition or your heart? You really, it's very important, it's critical that you identify your driving force when it comes to this decision that you're going to have to make. Wish, number 35, your heart's desire is ready to come true. This is what's being offered. This is what's finally coming in. 35 adding up to an 8. It took a while. There were twists and turns. The Sun with the number 30. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. There's enormous growth, Ace of Wands, enormous potential. And see how it says open your heart. Again, I'm not saying be a doormat, or if someone wronged you or played games with you. That's a different situation, Pisces. That's not this reading. Okay? And there's levels. I'm just going to leave it there, okay? If someone played games with you and it was obvious what they were doing and they intentionally hurt you, this is not that reading. You should have boundaries with that person, okay? But that's a different lesson. This is for those of us that had to learn the lesson of acceptance of what divine timing is and what to do during a period where we can't control things and we can't speed things up. In a situation that appeared to be going nowhere for a long time. Okay? But yeah, open your heart. You're protecting it, you're blocking it right now. And patience, I swear to God. Number 24. Slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. I mean, we're basically being told off, Pisces, for having an attitude. And again, it's like you can have an attitude if you want, but just be fully aware that there's going to be consequences. And again, who are you punishing? That's the question. Who are you really punishing, Pisces, by having this attitude? Are you punishing the other person, or are you really punishing yourself? That's a big, loaded question that we're going to have to be very honest with ourselves to answer. Beauty and the Beast. You need some space in a relationship. Number 8. There's been a lot of time passed, twists, turns for this to reach you. But again, I feel like it taught you how to release attachment. It was supposed to teach you patience. It was supposed to teach you acceptance. I feel like you got that. You learned that. I just think you're not happy about it. You know what I mean? But that was the whole point, Pisces. So if we can switch that focus, clear your head, right? And look at it from that perspective, I feel like that would release some things. The Mermaid and the Turtle. An elder will teach you. Number 25, 7. Something has been so slow, Pisces, but it was meant to teach you a lot of things. Or one big lesson that involves a lot of things. I feel like that's exactly what happened. And again, if you look at it from that perspective, ego will settle down. One more for Pisces. All right, you get 2 more. We have Snow White and her animal friends. You inspire trust and confidence. Number 9. You've done a lot of waiting, but during that time, you had to learn how to trust the way of the universe, the way of the divine, and have confidence that whatever's meant for you won't pass you by. And we say that like it's nothing, but it's so difficult to do. Like truly, truly do. And I feel like that's where you got. Dragonfly Mermaid. You've attracted wonderful news. Number 19. Again, 10. Something that took a long time to get to you is finally arriving. It's finally starting. Now, that's another thing. Remember that this is just starting. You might be, again, we had this conversation where you went through all the roller coaster rides and someone just got to the park with the situation, right? So by the time they get there, you're already over it. Again, it's adjust, take a breath, clear your mind, and start from square one. Start from, okay, we're both here. Let's start now, okay? Bats in the belfry. You can achieve great things. Another 7. I feel like this is something that's meant to elevate your life somehow. If it's in your career, if it's in your love life, if it's in your business, if it's in your, I don't know, overall life. But this is like the final test. That's what it feels like. And you've got some tough questions ahead of you, Pisces, that you're going to have to just be honest with yourself. But dig deep, dig deep. Who would you be punishing? the person or just you, because you'd be costing yourself a really good opportunity because it didn't come in when you thought it should or the way you thought it should. When you put things in those terms, you can tell that it's ego talking, not necessarily intuition or heart. Do you know what I mean? So that's one way to be able to tell. And we all need a reality check every now and again. All I say with love, Pisces, and I swear, I promise you, I'm right there with you. I have had these conversations with myself. All right, let's do your yes or no. This is where you think of your question, you phrase it in a way where you need a yes or no answer, and then you pick a number between 1 and 3. I recommend only picking 1 since we're being so specific, as in one number, and not to confuse you, but you trust your own guidance and your own intuition and what you're drawn to do. If the additional messages don't make sense, don't take them. If the answer don't make sense, it doesn't resonate with you, it's not necessarily that you don't like it, but if it doesn't resonate with you, don't take it, okay? These are still general. Okay, if you chose number 1, your answer is yes. You've got something new coming in. It will require investment, but it's the kind of thing of you get what you give to it, okay? So if you take your time, you study, you practice, you give it your time, your interest, this will pay off, okay, for you down the line. But it's a yes. If you chose number 2, also a yes. And I get this feeling of what you've been waiting for is arriving, okay? We see the world there. Offers, invitations are received, approvals are received, anything to do with travel, relocation, or starting something over or starting something brand new in your life. And if you chose number 3, your answer is yes. Big win, anything to do with the legal system, contracts, but also like karma. Big win, okay? Karmic blessings, karmic rewards because you learned a very important lesson. But yeah, anything to do with contracts, commitments, decisions in your favor, it's a yes, okay? Yes is across the board. I feel like we've been getting that for a little while now. All right, Pisces, so that is what I have for you today. What a doozy. What a doozy. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, because I really hope it helps you make your decision, okay? Or at least how to put things into perspective. And whatever decision you make, same as anything else, just be happy with your decision, feel comfortable and confident in your decision, because there will be some sort of aftermath, there will be some sort of consequence, and as long as we own our decisions, those consequences won't be dire, shocking, unexpected. It'll be like, yeah, this was a risk I was willing to take, so if this does go down, it's all right, I was prepared for it somehow, right? But yeah, I really hope this helps, okay? Because it's a tricky one. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your situation is, okay? And how you feel about the reading. And I feel like for a lot of you, you've been wondering these things. I really do. I really feel like I'm not alone in that. You've been wondering these things yourself recently or lately. And if you have, let me know, okay? But I'll leave it there, sending you all my love. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.